I'll get safety glasses as soon as my beautiful assistant.
Look him in the face, Billy.
No. Oh. It's only she ate something dead.
You're right. It smells so bad.
Oh, that's gross.
So you all know just how much we love the metal cloak undercloak skids on the Jeep. So unsurprisingly, we went out of our way to find the best possible factory skid system for our brand new Polaris RZR Turbo S. Hence, Factory UTV. We came across these guys and we love them. Why do we love them? Because of this. Ta-da! I present to you Factory UTV's ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene all-terrain skids, aka UHMW. Now, as you can see, these guys are not made out of metal. That makes them extremely lightweight. This in particular is 1/2 inch UHMW, and it's incredibly durable, really, really strong. Not to mention, it's gonna make the underbelly of our Polaris RZR as silky smooth and as buttery as a greased up pig. This thing is going to slide over rocks effortlessly, which is the whole point.
We'll show them how light it is, actually.
Okay, here.
Because you're a little girl.
Just to show you guys, I'll even pick up the biggest one here. We'll do this one-handed.
Dang. You swole.
This is the main skid, and then of course you've got your side skirts, you've got the engine skid, and of course the rear transmission skid as well. And that's what we're doing today, is installing these babies, which really isn't all that difficult. It's pretty simple, actually. So first things first is going to be removing the stock skid plates, of course. Now you do have to reuse some of that hardware, so keep that in mind as you unbolt everything.
Alright, so I just got a little impact here with the 10mm. Undo all your stock bolts, and you'll get covered in dirt and dust if you didn't spray it off first. And honestly, if you use it, you're still going to get covered in dirt and dust, so you should probably wear some eye protection.
But we've got this guy removed, and that guy removed. Yeah. And those are your stock skids, so that's all we need. From here, we follow the instructions to put these guys on, which again, it's not all that difficult. As you can see, Factory UTV provides this cool little diagram showing you exactly which bolts need to be retained from the factory skids. Everything marked with A is going to use or reuse a factory bolt. Everything else, they've provided hardware for.
All right, you want to show them the factory skid versus the factory UTV skid? So, I don't know, at first you can see the thickness. This is literally just flimsy, like under engine plastic that you'd get on a normal car. And then you'll see the coverage differences.
It's massive.
And we still have that skid and the side skids. So, yeah.
Significant more coverage.
I'm going to feel a lot better with this when I'm grinding on rocks and going off stuff. Going off sweet jumps. All right, which is the front? This one.
That one.
All right, before we can mount our main skid, we need to take our little bracket plate here. You're gonna slide it up, butt it up against the lip and plate up here, square it off on the frame rails, and you're gonna go ahead and drill. We used a 3/16 because we didn't have the 13/64 that they were asking for. So all I did was I just used my 3/16, drilled it, and then just gave it a little, just wallered it out a little bit. Just kind of give it a little shake in a circle. From there, we should be able to take our impact once you wallow it out some. And these are self-tappers. We should be able to run these guys in. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Don't touch that. That's hot.
Okay.
So we threaded one. Thread the next one. Don't touch that. That's hot.
Okay.
All right. Once you get your holes drilled, I believe. Did I drill that right? I hope I drilled that right. What are your guesses? Did I drill it right?
I think you did. Oh yeah, that's good enough to me.
Oh.
And that's basically going to be your mounting bracket, which we'll use later on.
I guess that's it. Drill them, tap them, and all right.
And now for the main skid. Now the best way to do this, especially if you're by yourself, is to start with 2 holes that'll reuse the factory hardware. One in the front, one in the back. That way you have something holding that entire skid up while you get all of the other hardware pieces in. That way it doesn't fall on you and hit you in the face and you're not struggling like Kevin is right now because I'm not helping him. You need help, babe?
Move that jack.
Can do. Look at you! So it does form to fit. Which means you do have to use a little pressure in certain situations.
So it's kind of
in order
bowed.
to jelly! How did you get out of the house? Oh my god. She escaped. I put her inside so she'd be out of your way.
So it is formed to fit. And it's kind of bowed the opposite way. So,
Do you want the jack to help?
No, I ain't no little bitch. I got it.
Not only did she somehow escape out of the house and or the backyard, but no, don't lick me. Her breath also smells distinctly of poop, which means she's probably been eating poop. No, don't lick me. You know you're gonna get cracked for not using safety glasses.
Oh, grab my safety glasses.
Like your, what safety glasses?
I'll get safety glasses as soon as my beautiful assistant.
Look him in the face, Jelly!
No! Oh! It's only she ate something dead.
You're right, it smells so bad!
Oh, that's gross!
Jelly, what'd you do?
Oh, God.
Oh, God, no. Stop. This smells so bad. Just so you guys know, these are baking soda wipes that are safe for her and help to keep her breath clean smelling. I already gave her a Dentistix. I don't want to give her another one. Oh, God. Jelly, what did you eat? So once you have your main skid up, it should look a little bit something like this.
Now you do have to have some muscle or a jack. That was not easy.
No?
No. I mean, it's not hard, but you do have to, like, you know, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next? You have the directions.
Oh.
Actually, you're sitting on the instructions.
Oh, okay. Move my fat butt. All right, next up is going to be the rear skid plate, which, once again, you can see not just in thickness, but in actual amount covered. There you go, yeah.
This is the stock one.
That's factory skid.
It's factory.
Oh my gosh, so much dirt.
Here's this one.
Yeah. Okay, point proven there.
All right.
Now, once you've used all of the factory bolts, you got to do these little D-clamps to go over the roll bar and then screw into the skid plate to help attach it to the frame of the side-by-side. Now, if you need some pressure assistance here, you can get real creative like we did, since we don't have any 2x4s lying around, in order to start the thread on that D-clamp. Booyah!
Got it.
Sweet. So for the rear skid, you won't be reusing the factory hardware right here.
The factory hardware.
That's the factory stuff. Instead, we're using the provided self-tapping hardware in the factory location.
Which does work pretty dang well.
Yeah?
Yeah, those just went right in. Uh-oh.
Why did you say uh-oh?
No reason.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Kevin.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's all good.
Alright. Whatever you say.
You just would.
Line
Hey,
out
if you're watching this, don't go so ham on the impact.
I told you not to tighten them that tight.
Uh.
It says don't over tighten. Now for the last 2 bolts on the rear skid, you've got this little doodad spacer with the self-tapper, and this is kind of what they mean by forming. swap into a ratchet because our drill isn't quite strong enough. But as you can see, the skid just kind of forms as you tighten all of the bolts. So even though it doesn't look like it's very form-fitting at first, it becomes that way very, very quickly. Look at that super flat, beautiful belly.
That's.
I know.
Honestly, this is cooler than our Jeep
I know.
freaking skid.
All right, so next up is the front diff skid. See drilling instructions below. A little more drilling and wallering out is going to be needed for the rear 2 bolts on this front diff skid. That way your self-tapper's going hopefully a little easier, supposedly. Booyah! Now the front 2 holes for this skid plate are going to be a tad bit trickier, but it's only because it's double wall plated. So you do need to drill a clearance hole in the first layer, and then you're actually going to self-tap the second layer. What makes it tricky is the first clearance hole you got to do is right on a rib. So there's like, yeah.
I drilled through the double wall. So the drill was going and it kind of stopped, and I guess I felt the second wall but they're sandwiched together. That's where I got confused.
Very, very close together.
They're sandwiched together. So I kept going through with the big drill bit, and I went all the way through, which means that the bolts that we have no longer fit because I went through with
a 5/16.
This big of a drill bit.
Which is what they tell you to clearance the first wall with.
So I messed up. So now we got to get a big enough bolt, right? So the second one, what I did was I just went through with this tiny drill bit so I could feel the first one and feel the second one. And then I went through with our normal size drill bit that we're going to need. You can definitely feel
the second wall.
The second wall. So now I'm going to go through with the big one for the first wall, because now here's why. Because the self-tapper only has so many threads, and as it self-taps, it wears itself down. So if you go through the first wall, it's going to be the self-tapper part of it is going to be all worn down by the time you hit the second wall, and it won't go in. That's why you're clearancing with the big drill bit.
Lucky for us, we have a bolt box, and I was able to find a bolt that will fit into the double wall that Kevin drilled accidentally. So we'll still have 2 bolts. But yeah, don't mess that up. So last but not least are the rock sliders, which it's honestly just more of the same story. You drill it, you self-tap it, there's 4 of them, simple enough. The only thing to remember with this guy right here is it slides in between this main skid and the body itself. There we go. And 4 holes. I love how we upgraded our rock and jacks to our brass hammer and jack. Innovation at its finest. And now, of course, it's our favorite part.
Let's go test this shit out.
And of course, what better place to test the new skids than in beautiful Utah?
I mean, you know,
It does it!
if that had the regular floor, pretty sure it would have been up through it or it would have broken something.
Coming down! Yeah. There you go. Passenger. guys. But I'd call that a success of the UHMW skid plates. Wait, Kevin, don't leave me.
Oh man, this thing is
Gnarly.
this thing is something else. Look at the UHMW on the rock. So I'm getting used to being just completely tippy and sideways, and you know, the tires coming up in the air, and then just letting it pivot and find its spot and go. It's a little bit freaky at first, but I mean, how the hell did I clear that?
I don't know. That's why I told you probably go around it, but then you ended up not.
Like,
Yeah, you can see the actual.
there's a little bit of plastic on it, so
Yeah.
it literally glides across it.
Yeah, like butter.
That's awesome. Hey, all right, let's go hit some whoops and shit.
Yeah. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, you can always find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch at litebritstudios.com and all of your Lite Brite Nation decals at pixeldecals.com. We love you bunches, and we hope to see you next time.
See you guys. We're gonna hit some dunes.
Mwah!
Bye.
Alright, you recording?
Yep.
Okay. These guys!
So I used to keep my chapstick down here, but we got these cool new fun bags, and so I went to get it the other day. Black with chapstick doesn't go together.
Don't put your chapstick in the fun bags.
Yeah, you can't put chapstick in the fun bags.
Oh yeah.
There
It melts.
It melts.